Hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Really looking forward to this one. So I'm actually starting like 45 minutes early. I was gonna start an hour early, but something came up, so I had to leave for 15 minutes. But I'm here, and I'm seriously looking forward to this. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So if I do this, you can see the game. That pop and beat. Kind of died away there. But actually, something that I want to do real quick is just raise the volume just an inch. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and now let's get to recording. Hello everybody and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. When we last left off, we finished investigating and now we are going into our third trial. I've already set the skills, so that's nothing to worry about. Now, but I do want to take a quick look through the handbook just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Even though I'm pretty sure that I know exactly what's happened, I just want to make absolutely sure that we're all together on this. So, on Akuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. I don't think one of those is correct. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Alright. Blue tarp. Tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. Okay. Repository dolly. The dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and blood was found on one of the wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. Hifumi's glasses. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository, they were completely clean. Spotless hammer. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. I think this is the only piece of evidence that I have absolutely no idea about. Yeah, I don't understand where this hammer fits in. I forgot that I can also just do this. So, repository door. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side, which is really stupid considering it's the only door in the room. According to Aoi, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked. Equipment room bloodstain. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind in the blood. I thought it was feet scraping along the floor, but hey, at least I figured it out in the end. The cloth was found. Glasses cleaning cloth. The cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It is branded with a popular cartoon character and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away. I wonder. Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. Yasuhiro's message. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meeting in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clean. Has the arms bent like this? Yeah, and that shows that that wasn't his handwriting as well. These are the blueprints for Robo Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. Robo Justice blueprints. Robo Justice costume. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Yasuhiro's account. Apparently, Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. The note reads, "I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet at the rec room at 1 a.m. Broken wristwatch. Kiyotaka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. It was confirmed that as of late last night, the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper. Kiyotaka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small scrap of paper. Hifumi had the note Hifumi had. Hifumi had this note hidden on him. One edge of it appears to be torn. The note reads, I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. And finally, e-handbook. Each student has their own e-handbook, which also acts as a card key. The owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Actually, I was wrong about the hammer, because this is also the only one that I don't understand, along with the clean hammer. It was Kyoko who said that the handbooks weren't used, but she also warned me that the handbooks might be important. So that's why it's here. I have no idea why it'll be important, but we shall find out. And with that, I think that there's nothing left to do but go to court. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place,
definitely not
and
Hiro.
we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Like you're one to talk.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear. He is absolutely not the killer. He's the last person in the world who could have possibly been the killer. He doesn't cast an alibi. Yasuhiro's message. Oh, can't I take someone's...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
Can't I take someone's thing? Someone's message? I forgot how to do that though.
It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Hero's message? Huh. I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is... Oh, sorry,
Everything
yes.
we found in your room.
Ah, okay.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough
Ah,
that you are the culprit.
Okay. Fair enough. I was getting the messages mixed up. I thought it meant... Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
I thought it meant...
Hiro, why?
Actually, the help. RB button, you can concentrate. Yeah, fast forward is B. Weak spots. I'm specifically looking for the one that... If you target a weak spot and then hold down the Y button. Okay. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Alright. Y button. Got it.
No!
And I can fast
Hold on a
forward.
second!
Good.
Everything we found in the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all that you are.
Oh, come on. That hits.
I don't know! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did...
No! Just hold on a second!
Jeez. Very frustrating when
Everything we
it
found
just
in your
won't hit.
room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong.
Nope, incorrect. Sorry. Break.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
Markedly.
When you compare it to the blueprints,
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Well, you can mess up your handwriting.
Unless that person
Purposely.
made it a point to disguise their
Hey.
handwriting.
One step ahead of the game.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to have tried to change my handwriting anyway.
The description on the YouTube videos
Are you saying you don't think
is
Hero's
already
the
coming
culprit?
to play. Okay.
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Good. At least me and the Baka are
Who
on
was
the
in
same
that
side.
Robo Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Nope. Absolutely
The
not.
suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto.
Afraid.
Tell them who it was.
I'm afraid I know exactly who it was. And of course he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo Justice suit?
Hero. Hero was the one in the suit, but the original question must have been in the suit. Was the Illuminati. Okay, look, I have to do it. That's right. They're all working behind the scenes to try and set me up. Those dudes are super scary, for serious. Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Maybe I should think about this again. Okay, it was Hero.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then
Almost
there
like
can
the
be no
suit was a
doubt.
decoy.
Hiro is the prime suspect.
Incorrect. What the
That
hell is
doesn't
wrong with
make
you?
any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
Well, unless you wanted
It
to make
makes
him the...
perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit,
Exactly.
but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit.
Yay. Correct.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a
Oh, I
reason,
have
yes.
many reasons. Many
Of course.
reasons.
But before we get to that,
Which
there's
one do you
something
want?
else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
Hey, I just thought of something about Baka. So Baka's whole thing has been that he is absolutely certain that he will, win this. I'm not, John, I'm gonna turn down my mic a little bit. It seems a little bit loud. Well, the lines are going a little bit high, is what I mean. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Maybe I need to turn down the music then. Yeah, probably. Okay. Sorry about that. So I just had a thought about Baka. So he keeps saying that he is going to win this and it's in his nature and blah blah blah. And the game is kind of assumed or told us to assume that he is going to kill someone at some point and he expects to get away with it. What if it's actually the opposite? What if he has absolutely no intention of killing anybody, but he has complete and total confidence that he'll be able to figure out who the killers are? So eventually it will just be him left standing. Just a thought.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
That would be the Dolly.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
And the tarp, I guess.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Sure, easily. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been blue tarp. Well, let's start with the Dolly and then go to the tarp.
I got it!
Just in case I only wants one of them. The Dolly is 100% right, but the Dolly, or the tarp may be a little bit wrong. But it's not. There you go.
I got it!
Booyah!
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Why are you angry? I just answered the question correctly.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Exactly.
And when we found it for the second time, It was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Correct.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Yeah.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Which is actually pretty pointless because they were going to find the body
Okay,
anyway.
That explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the Dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Is it just me or is it taking really long after
But when
the
the body
sentences to
disappeared,
get going?
so did the Dolly.
Who's gonna take that off?
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the Dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
I'm very much not mistaken. There's blood on the wheel.
Are you absolutely positive
Actually, there's only
the
blood on
dolly
one
was
wheel,
in the
isn't there?
equipment room
That's
when
weird.
we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed.
Poker girl's trying to
discovery
save
had
her
made its
ass.
way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's
Nope.
raised an objection. How do you respond?
I respond that you are the killer,
There is no
and I
shame
will
in
prove
being
it.
wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted
I don't
the
expect
fact
anything
that
from
you
you.
rarely understand what is going on around you.
She says that to Makoto, the guy who cracked both of the cases that came before this. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. Alright, sorry. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, so no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Okay? Just like locking on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with the A and Y buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Oh, hey, Firewall! How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Well then, good luck and have fun! The moment of truth. Dun 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 dun. Oh, this
You
is
have
on
it
both.
wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. I cannot agree.
Bloodstain.
This
Oh!
should prove it.
I'm glad that Mr. Green Text is not out of a job. Well, I sometimes forget, but I try and
If
bring it
you're
back.
asking for proof that the dolly moved,
Ooh.
I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
I have to say, that rhythm battle thing is probably the weirdest thing in this entire game. Like, it's just completely incongruent with everything else. And it's bloody difficult for me because I suck.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident, as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Oh, is the facade cracking, Miss Gambler? Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway,
Well, she's fighting for her
that
life,
was
so
just
you can't
something
blame
we
her.
had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then
Do you really
what
think
kind
it's a
of
killer robot?
is it?
Oh, Owie, you're too precious for words.
I'm not sure that really matters.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
But instead, you're gonna foist it off on me.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Well, I know exactly what he means by it. Robo Justice costume. Good. Probably exactly
As we
what
know,
I need.
Taka was killed in the equipment room,
Indeed.
and from there,
I'm just gonna
the
let all
body
this
was
play
moved to the repository, correct?
before hitting
Yeah,
anything.
the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
That
Now,
would be it.
keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend
There
over.
you go. That's the one.
Then you could push the dolly no
That's the
problem.
second one on the
So
second
the
row.
killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said,
You are an
then
idiot.
you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
You're pretty good at that. At that room.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that hard. It's just really annoying, and like I can't enjoy the screen or what they're saying or anything until next game. Looking forward to that one. The dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, you'd have to be able to bend over. Yep, exactly. Okay,
As
let's
we
fast
know.
forward.
And from there, yeah, the
Bop,
loaded it on.
bop,
Now, keep in mind.
bop,
Well, yeah,
and it's the next one.
but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Whee!
No,
Sorry,
it's wrong.
can't do it. Great.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing
Well, to be fair,
that
you could also
suit,
just like
do you
kick it
think
along.
You could actually get into a
You could just use
position
your
like
feet.
that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all
I
checking
suppose
out
the
the
body
suit
would be
together.
fairly heavy.
Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd
This
be
ice cream
awfully hard
cone
to push
head
that
over there
dolly if
really
you
probably
couldn't
should have figured
bend
that out.
over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your
Easy
feet?
little Sakaguri. Hey, my name is Celestia Ludenberg. It's been a while. Good to have you back. Have a go. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I feel it'd be too easy if it was Hagakure.
When you can't even see your
Hagakure?
feet? You really...
Hang on a sec. I can never remember their names. Which one was Hagakure? Oh, yeah, it's absolutely not him. It's 100% not him. He has a cast iron alibi. Are you going to jump to the next game after you finish this one? To be determined. There will be a vote again, Firewall. I don't know if the next game will even be on that vote, or if I'll do something else and then come back to Danganronpa. But I probably will put it on the vote list. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. But there will absolutely be a vote. When you can't even see your feet, you really think someone could kick the dolly all that way? Well, that's also true.
On top of
Oh,
that,
shit.
if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit,
Hang on, what was that? Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself. On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit...
It's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
That's also true.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Nope. Taken off. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because once it's on, you can never take it off. Well, that's also true, but you can take it off by yourself.
I got it!
The story in video games is never
I don't
the killer.
think taking off the suit was an option.
If you assume Hifumi killed
remember-
Taka, then the Blackened is whoever killed Hifumi. Well, I'm not assuming Hifumi killed Taka at all. I'm actually assuming that that Celeste killed Taka and Hifumi helped her cover it up. That's what I'm assuming. I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Was that what Mondo got executed last chapter? Yeah, Mondo was a good one, but Chihiro was also a good one, so nah.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Yeah.
Showing up in the
None of
suit
this
was
makes
basically
sense.
an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, seriously, like, none of this makes sense. Nobody in their right mind would think that Hiro is the one who did this.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot
There's
suit,
not smart enough to
correct?
lie. I have no idea if Jill is just saying stuff because she can, or she just doesn't have all the details about the murder. I think Jill is very officially a couple of eggs short of a picnic.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I
Yeah,
took?
that was a great staging you did there.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
And this is 100% proof that Hifumi was the accomplice of Celeste. Wonderful.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Actually, technically, what this could be is actually Hifumi carrying Robo Justice on his back. Now that I look at it. Huh.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Hmm. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now. That's also undeniable proof that he was in on it.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
No, that doesn't.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it before we rush to a verdict. Shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
That shows a photograph and Kyoko is like, what is this shit?
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
I mean, it literally doesn't make any sense. Let's probably Kyoko probably just took one look at this entire case and just went, somebody here's stupid.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then.
That's
Let's take another
unlikely,
look back at what
but okay.
happened.
I hope so. Well,
I
unlikely.
suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
Really? Is that how that happened?
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
You remember being attacked a little after 7. Pretty sure that that's impossible. Okay.
That was
Kyoko
when
was
we
at the
saw
Phantom
Celeste's
Thieves, of course.
picture and
Yes.
discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
He was stealing. She was stealing Monokuma's heart. That's what it was. Discovered that her assailant had been wearing a
As
strange
it
costume.
turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It
Robo
also
Justice.
soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
The web of lies just gets deeper and deeper. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. Why wouldn't he just bash you over the head with a hammer, Celeste? Huh? Apparently he has a couple of them.
and then...
Wait. The suspiciously clean hammer. Hang on. If Celeste did, in fact, if the first time, well, the first time Hifumi got hit in the head with the hammer, it was fake. They used the blood packet from the thing. Then Hifumi wipes his glasses off with his napkin thing, his glasses cleaning thing, throws that in the trash. Then he goes, moves Taka's body to that other room. The suspiciously... Yeah. So, maybe Hifumi is actually dead then. I didn't think that he was actually dead. But if he was actually dead, then that would probably be because Celeste killed him. And then that would explain why there's a suspiciously clean hammer in my truth bullets. Because that's the hammer she used to kill him. Huh. Okay, well, continuing on. Yeah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Wrong.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Oh! And the body being discovered wasn't in fact Hifumi, it was Taka. That's why the announcement happened.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared. What is the order of events that you're proposing? Hifumi killed Taka, he moved his body, then Celeste killed him. No, I'm suggesting that Celeste killed Taka. Hifumi acted like a decoy to get everybody away from the third floor. Wait, no. I've actually forgotten the order of events. I had it clear as day the last time I played, but I've actually forgotten it. But Celeste killed Taka. Hifumi was her partner in crime, and he helped her get away with it. And then Celeste killed Hifumi. Probably, I can only imagine that Hifumi. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Celeste killed Taka, and Celeste killed Hifumi. Celeste killed both. Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. Alright, what do we got? Which contradiction in particular are you talking about? Monokuma file. Okay. Hang on a sec. The victims were Hifumi and Yamada and Kiyotaka. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Blow to the head. This may be one where I need to steal one of their things. So regarding Taka's death.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Yeah, that's also
true. It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So,
actually, if they were done by similar
similar
weapons, then maybe that also includes size. I thought it just meant type. But...
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Okay, that makes sense.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No? That was incorrect? Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. It makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'm officially lost
so,
now.
Regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay. I'm actually confused now. Were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Is this
Or
one where I
perhaps
need to
it was after?
steal?
We already know what order they were killed
Okay.
in.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was that. So I do need to steal one of them. But I don't actually know which one it is.
So, regarding Taka's death,
This is
I wonder
annoying.
if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that
Numbering.
Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death
Numbering.
came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Yeah, I'm going to use that on the order.
So,
That's not really...
regarding Taka's
I mean, it does
death,
make sense that it
I
doesn't
wonder if he
mean
died before
that it's
Hifumi.
guaranteed that they were
Or
killed in that
perhaps it was
order.
After?
We already know what order they were killed in.
No,
Okay.
that's wrong.
I mean, it does make sense,
Hold
but
on.
it's just kind of
There's
pointless.
no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. Just watch. Hangman's Gambits. Watch. W-A-T-C-H. Oh. Wristwatch. Fair enough. W-A... Oh, I need to do it in order. Okay. I forgot I needed to do it in order. Alright. Give me a W. W, please. W. Thank you. Well, you're... Okay. I'll take that one. B. And H. Wristwatch. Yay!
Now I
I can
understand.
spell. I also smell, but that's a different story.
I've got it! Taka's wristwatch. See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock. You know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Especially since, you know, Hifumi came back to life.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Incorrect. First, Hero was locked in the locker.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Well, does this actually change anything for me? Yeah, actually now chat's looking a little bit smarter. In that 2 people now have proposed that Hifumi was the one who killed Taka. And I just assumed that it was Celeste who killed Taka because of... I guess it was probably because of the numbering of the hammers, now that I think about it. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
Oh, hang on. Maybe there was no accomplice at all. Yeah. Maybe there was no accomplice at all. Like, thinking about it now, that might actually make more sense. In that Celeste... I don't know how Celeste would have found out about the notes, but shows person proof that the watch was broken at the day of the murder. So if Celeste just stumbled onto Hifumi's plot to kill Taka, then she took the picture with then she just took the picture without Hifumi realizing of him moving Hiro. And then if that's the case, then maybe she somehow figured out his plan to... No, they would have to be working together because Celeste brought everybody up to the third floor, or up to the second floor, so that Hifumi could go down in the nurse's office and put blood on himself. Then Celeste needed to move Aoi out, and then that's what Celeste would have had to move Aoi out, and then Hifumi could go and move Taka's body. And then Celeste couldn't have possibly known where in the school Hifumi had moved Taka's body unless she already knew about Hifumi's plan in total. Or maybe she just found maybe Hifumi was going through with his plan. She took that picture and then said, if you don't tell me what you're doing, then I'll show this to everyone. And then somehow she made him think that she would agree to it. That actually makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. Which would mean that... yeah, okay. I guess that would actually mean that Hifumi was dead, in fact. I was really expecting him to just show up with a sheepish grin on his face at some point. Just be like, yeah, I was going to kill someone. I was only helping her kill people. I wasn't trying to kill anyone myself. Anyway, wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Which is interesting that she said that, because she's the one who needs to alibi the most.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Yeah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Also true.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
She definitely wouldn't have been able to lift that girth.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Will he get executed too because he helped with the murder, or he's in the clear because he didn't actually do the kill? Would he get executed too? I'd say that he would be in the clear because he didn't actually do it. But at the same time, if the blackened got away with it, he would be executed with the rest of us. I think that that's the way the game would work. For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing.
I could.
And according to what Celeste said,
we could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? So, like, I know this is a huge gray area. Sure, why not? You're executed, Hifumi. Yeah. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Did Makoto just call Hifumi fat? How dare he?
Oh man, yeah.
Right, but...
There's no way!
Still.
It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Yeah,
What?
one very
How?
simple way.
If the dead body were to move itself.
Yay! Makoto! Come on, Makoto, keep up. You're supposed to be my avatar here.
The dead body moved on its own?
No.
Oh, man.
I don't think it has
Great.
anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Oh, and I just realized where the pad, what's it? I forgot what it's called. The e-handbook. I realized where that comes in. It comes in the fact that Hifumi would have had to get into Hiro's room in order to leave the blueprints and art supplies there. Wonder how that's gonna play out. He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Are you sure about that?
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive was obvious. Is it really possible? It was obvious. Make your argument. Broken wristwatch. That's absolutely incorrect.
Are
Okay.
you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
No.
it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Yeah, did you
And
check
you
his
know
pulse?
that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcements was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time. Yeah.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi
Broken
in the
wristwatch
nurse's office, there's
means
a
nothing.
chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
I think it might be the
without a
last
doubt.
one.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we
Yeah.
really so sure about that?
I think it's this one.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna
Are you
throw
saying
this
that when we first
at
found there's a chance he was actually
the-
No,
Oh.
it is impossible.
Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement
next one here.
along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, that's wrong.
Hifumi taking his shirt off and swinging it in the air. You know who else is an accomplice
Was the
they
body
dead because of
discovery
a murder?
announcement that was
My
made
mom.
really intended for Hifumi?
I don't really want the image in my mind of Hifumi taking his shirt off and swinging it in the air. But thanks for your enthusiasm anyway.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe.
That's
But
one
that
hell of a
was
gamble,
also
by the way.
the same time that Taka's body was found.
Yeah, that was pretty much one hell of a gamble. That they'd find it at exactly the same time. They'd find each body at the same time. I mean, she planned it that way in that she sent some people up to the 3rd floor and she brought Makoto and Aoi down to the 1st. But that's a gamble. That's a risk and a half. He's the ultimate gambler, though.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Wait. Wait, did Baka just confirm that Hifumi's still alive? I mean, that final speech he gave, not only did he point the finger at Hiro, but it was super cheesy.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
It was?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Oh. Second body discovery announcement. The first time I played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. Second time was when Toko was found unconscious. But when both bodies were rediscovered, I guess? I don't remember that second one. I guess so, yeah.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Oh, how did I miss that? Ping pong. Body's been discovered after certain. Let's try it again. Huh.
It didn't seem weird
And then he
at the
came back to
time,
life again.
But it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
He is... But that is after he came back to life for the second time. Rather annoyingly. So... No, sorry. That was before he came back to life after... Back to life the second time. So if he is actually... I mean, maybe he just blamed it on Hiro just because fuck Hiro. And, like, I want my girl Celeste to make it out even if she killed me. Like... I don't know. I guess that's what makes sense.
Exactly.
Interesting.
If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually
A new dead body.
discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Okay, Jill is no longer my favorite character. What the hell was that?
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then
This'll
it
be the
should
glasses
become
then,
clear
huh?
whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Oh, she's getting defensive now. She's starting to feel the noose tightening. There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Make your argument. Hifumi's glasses. Oh, I have what I need. Hifumi's
Well,
playing
here's
5,000
one thing
IQ
we
through
do
me.
know.
You killed your first
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then,
Correct.
while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Oh, I thought I
And
had
the
to
next
hit them
time we
twice.
saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other
we
than
are.
the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
There you go. That's the one.
Then,
I'll just let it go.
was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
When Hifumi's body was found in the nurse's office, and when it was found again in the repository, there's definitely some sort of conflict there.
Well, here's one thing. The
Okay,
first time we found
now
him,
we
and
can
then
fast forward.
his body disappeared.
And the next time it was in.
But when you compare his body before being, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Incorrect. Break.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
Yeah, but we will go into that on the next episode. I'm going to put a cut in here for YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me today. Subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. When we last left off, we were in the middle of a trial, so let's get back into it. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was... where is it? Here it is.
A gun! It
People
was a
are going to
glasses
scream
cleaning
a lot.
cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt
came up with that
anyone
name?
but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Well, for once, I actually agree with Baka. Yes.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
Dude, go back to sleep. Here, take a joint, go grab a coloring book, sit in a corner. We'll call you when it's all done. Jeez.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I know the answer.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies.
I wanted
He
to
probably
say that
used one of
one.
those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi
Okay,
was
maybe
still
just
alive
Joe's
at
my
that
favorite
point,
character
the
again.
disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was... Taka himself. No, I don't have enough hearts to do something like that. Hifumi.
Done! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Indeed.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Robo Justice.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be... Did I forget this? Oh, yes, right. I remember now. Where is it? It is the note Hifumi had. Yes.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his...
Yeah.
pants?
Yeah.
Yes, his pants.
But everybody please stop saying his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Why did Sakura sound the most interested in that? Yes. His pants. Yum, 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 yum. Take a look at what the note says. I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh?
Incorrect.
Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Fumi's pants. Okay. Okay. His pants? Are you saying his pants are alive? Are pants people? Are there pants people? Hina, even if there are, I'm sure they're not here in the school. Wait, what am I saying? I need to calm down.
Shoot!
Hero finally using his brain.
The killer
Yeah, and
got
I
in
just
touch,
checked
and
mine
that
out.
person could
For
only have
funsies.
been...
Wait, no. Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Oh.
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok and Huffy. Why didn't I think of those?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Wrong game, Jill.
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
I know. She should take a leaf out of Huffy's book. He would never have done that. And Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. Broken wristwatch, Shifumi's glasses cleaning cloth. Yeah, broken wristwatch is probably the correct one.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Hang on a sec. Controls. How do I... Electric bullet is LB. Okay, so...
But remember
this
what the
one?
note said.
Broken
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Yes.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Well. Okay, well, I missed. I think we can all agree Taka is the complete opposite of TikTok, right? I mean, that just makes it more true, you know? That just makes it a better nickname, not a worse one. Not 6 a.m., yeah.
Happy had the note, right? Then the person it was must have been Happy.
But remember, what time did it say to
6 a.m. The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Oh, that's very annoying, the spinning ones.
No, that's wrong.
They're a pain to hit. Break!
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet
What
at
you
6
talking about, Wills?
a.m., which is the same time Taka was
TikTok.
murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
I love her. She's just chaotic. It's great.
Someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me.
I think you mean TikTok.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
To be fair, that would be a fair kick in the nuts, wouldn't it? Being told they found a way out and then suddenly, no, it was just a lie. Like, that's just cruel.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. That would be the scrap of paper.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the
didn't we
note we
check that
found
already?
hidden on Hifumi.
What are you saying you knew it? You checked that already. With Kyoko.
Then Taka's
Jeez.
scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
She's a pretty smart cookie, Sakura. Not gonna lie. She's pretty good. Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh.
After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Did the game just call me out? I think the game may have just called me out. I feel called out. Well, this is embarrassing.
Sorry, no.
Ah.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Incorrect. He had that stupid monologue, remember?
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Then he came back to life and did that monologue.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Is the game just going to forget about it? Like, did the game literally just forget about that monologue thing? That was the single weirdest thing. Apart from the rhythm games, obviously.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
And this is where the hammer's gonna come in.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, But me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Walrus? What?
Who are you calling a walrus?
How the hell does she look like a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too.
Back to life, just a
But there's
monologue.
something that's been bothering me even more.
Yeah, he's basically a super villain at this point. The super villain Huffy and the serial killer Sayaka. What a pair. When they were killed bothers me too, but something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same. With
Wow.
them having similar fractures and all.
Wow, Hero's really stepped up now. Since he's been put in the spotlight, his brain has started working overtime. Jeez.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Incorrect.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
Although a nice try.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Okay. At least I said it nicer than that.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
I do.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Neither.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So
Oh.
then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow, I have to find the truth. Spotless hammer. Exactly what I needed. Now it's time to bonk some fools.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it
Did I just put it
Justice
there?
Hammer 3? Maybe
That seems
Justice
like-
Hammer 4?
That seemed like a great one to
well,
do it on.
whatever it was,
Let's see
there's
the rest of
one
these anyway.
thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, that thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And, that's about it.
Actually, it's probably that one, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably that one. Yeah.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
That's
Was it
not a
just maybe
contradiction
Justice-
specifically.
There's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer! Check out murdergear.com!
Well, one thing seems pretty
Murdergear.com.
clear. The
I-
murder weapon had to be one of the Justice...
No, that's wrong.
I wonder if murdergear.com/hammertime is actually a thing. Hang on.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
Murdergear.com/hammertime. Come on. You know, I'm trying to get there. Come on. It's a thing. Well, actually, murdergear.com is a thing. Murdergear.com/hammertime just links to the homepage. Okay. I wonder if they know. I can't imagine they don't. Oh, that's cool. Okay. My curiosity says, the murder weapon wasn't just a hammer at all. No, it was something completely different. Incorrect. It was a hammer
But
as well.
seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
That's how Makoto's household works, you know. If he comes home and the place is all nice and clean, he knows, oh, my parents have just committed a murder today. But if he comes home and there's dirt everywhere, he's like, ah, no murders today. Okay. Maybe tomorrow. Shame. Maybe Sayaka will come along and liven things up a little bit.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
Some as big as your head.
and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Or they could have just
If
recolored
that's
them.
true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
You know, it's just occurred to me that I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before at some point, but if this was a horror game, Aoi would have been the first to die, wouldn't she? I'm actually really surprised that she's hung on so long.
Hold on a moment.
Huh.
I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least, that's what we thought at first, but... Okay, so how are we proving this? Spotless hammer. Alright. Like, is this whole case you're doing? Not cool, girl.
Based on the rules that have
No,
been
there was
laid
no
out for
chainsaw
us,
involved. It was hammers.
even
Come
if
on.
more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Can we really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules
I don't think
that
the
have
spotless
been laid
hammer is
out for
correct.
us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
Ah, okay, I
But
see
that
what I
only
have to
really
do.
applies if there's one murder,
I
right?
was thinking.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
Indeed. Can we really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even
Okay.
if more than one, only the one who actually carried out, assuming the rule holds true, it
Impossible!
No, that's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Oh no, she used too many long words in a row. Makoto's brain's fried. Oh.
The payoff for working together. The reward that
Oh,
balances
thanks,
out the
Firewall.
risk of
I
taking
appreciate
part in the
that.
scheme.
Bounce at the risk of taking part in the scheme.
There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
So, how about the money? Yeah, so they work together. Then she uses... Maybe she gives the money to his family? Or uses the money to to propel him into stardom via his writings and stuff. That makes sense.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
There is no accomplices rule. That's the entire point. They are allowed an accomplice, there's just no point. Most of the time.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Well, if you remembered a certain cup of milk tea, you may get some help from that. The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That's the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Like someone. I'm sorry, it was me all along. Are you confident in your assertion? Huh? Perhaps you should take a second and think it through again. More slowly this time.
Shoot!
I could just embarrass myself. Aww. The truth? Yeah. Okay. Well, Celestia Ludenberg, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but I'm pointing right at you.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Oh, and by the way, do you remember at the very end of the last trial, I made the prediction that the killer next time would be a girl, because both of the killers before then had been boys? Just pointing that out.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Well, you can stop laughing then.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of him.
Oh.
Shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
You seem to have lost your accent somewhere along the way there, Celeste. Would you like...
Pardonnez-moi.
Would you like to pick it up off the floor along with your dignity?
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
They're the only two who claim to have seen Hero / Justice. Robo-Justice. This is the only Hifumi and Celeste have in common, encountering the suspicious individual. The screaming? Maybe that as well, but encountering the suspicious individual.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
What? Becca, I'm going to murder you.
Sorry.
What? Done this game so far.
As he said, only Celeste
bad.
and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's almost like she is a compulsive liar or something. It's almost like it's literally her job to lie. But that's just a game theory.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
One was now on the third floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Thanks for watching. Jill, funny thing, I don't think I've ever actually watched an episode of Game Theory at all. I just know that. That line. I just know the meme. So, yeah. It's time for our partner to get to work. Yeah! What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is the third time I've read that out.
It was to get us
this
to
trial.
divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Ballsy plan. As I said. Very, very ballsy.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split it into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Tako, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Is it just me, or is Makoto's model, like not the one on the left, the one center screen, is it just me, or does he have like darker shadows and sweat on his face than he did at the start of the game? Is it just me, or did that model change? I think his chest is also different in that he's kind of leaning forward, so there's a shadow there as well. Interesting. Given that I just played Call of Cthulhu and I just finished that, it's actually kind of similar to the change that happened to the main protagonist in that one as well. Strange. I'm surprised Hifumi didn't mess this entire plan up. Yeah, well, he did. He wiped his glasses. Yeah. Oh, and Robo Justice. He told us the name Robo Justice before he should have ever known that name. In fact, they both messed the plan up entirely. The entire thing was just it was just awful, honestly. It was an awful plan.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
One. Okay, would this be the fact that she tried to pin the murder on somebody who could not possibly have murdered them? By putting him in the circumstance that it would in fact be impossible for him to murder anyone? Would that be the fatal mistake?
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it.
Oh no, it was
but
something she said, not something she did.
looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys did. Those guys.
I remember her saying that too, but
She didn't
I
know
don't
that
understand
Taco
what's so
was
strange
dead
about
yet.
it.
Or TikTok was dead yet. Counting way too much on people not questioning her. Yeah.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Jeez. Hero, do we need to get you another coloring book?
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Baka said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. That the culprit had me but didn't kill me. That's also true as well. But what is he alluding to? I know. Monokuma file number 3. That may or may not be the right one.
All I said
Let's see.
was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Yes, that's the
And that is all I
contradiction.
said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I know exactly what was strange with it, but I'm not entirely certain how the game wants me to say it.
All I said was,
I think I'll have to
they must
read
really
through
be
this.
enjoying
Illuminati isn't a shape.
enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
I don't need that.
They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
What's this?
We are going to die,
Oh.
just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it
Those guys.
takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I don't know. Maybe
All
I'll
I
take a look
said
at that
was,
so
they must
strange
really
bit.
enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die here. We are going to die,
Oh no.
just like those guys died. And that is.
And that's all it takes to finish this. What was so
Thank
strange
you.
about Celeste's
Let's
comment?
go. Farewell. That's no worries. I'll be here. Because honestly, I'm kind of stuck on this.
All
So
I
strange.
said was,
So
they
oh
must
shit! I
really
didn't
be
mean to.
enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated.
What?
We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys.
Okay, so
No,
that's simple.
wrong.
All right, fair enough. Great. That's not really a contradiction.
That's
but
right.
I guess that is
There's
strange.
no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Indeed.
Exactly. and we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
Bluff.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
Yeah.
Then what about the picture I took?
Obviously, it was planted.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to
Timer
set up
doesn't
the
have a
picture.
timer.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Or Hifumi carrying the suspect. I mean, Hiro.
What could you possibly
I
mean
mean,
by
Hiro's
that?
probably a suspect in several drug trafficking cases, but not a suspect in this one.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Do you feel like that was more of a plea? It's like, no, there's no other explanation. No? Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi dragging the suspect away. Head pin drinking. Oh, okay, yep.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
I can't believe the game went the same direction I did as well with the way I said that.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Hey, Hiro finally caught on. Good job, you're now on par with the rest of us. Well, you may be you may be on completely the wrong golf course, but at least you're on par.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, wow. She's really losing it. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Nah. Nah, it's really not. Thank you, right. Robo Justice costume, Yasuhiro's message, Robo Justice blueprints. Yep, I'd say Robo Justice blueprints would probably do well
You
here.
dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
That's
there's
probably
no
where.
way they could stand up straight like that.
No, that's where.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, that's where. Actually,
You dressed me up in that suit after I
no, the
passed
costume
out.
is the correct one.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him. You tried to make me look like the bad.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect, if the person inside the suit was unconscious,
Here we go.
there's no way they could stand up straight.
Wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Celeste, I'm going to gut you. I'm going to gut you like
No,
the worthless
Even if
lie
the
that you
person
are.
inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
That's interesting.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh. Claws are coming out, boys.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Well, if you don't understand the term checkmate, how about royal flush? Because you're about to be flushed down the toilet. Just like that stupid hair of yours. Hey, got her.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yeah, this is the weird bit. Yeah, okay, so the game didn't forget, but... Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
It's just me, your server voice is really squeaky there.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
What? What? Who cares?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Oh, she has seriously lost
Think
it.
back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said everyone's nicknames. Didn't he? Did he? He's like completely forgotten. Or was it last names? That's not the kind of thing I pick up on. I don't pay attention to that stuff. Nicknames? Actually, no, they weren't that close. Okay, never mind.
Think back to how
Okay.
did he refer to each of us?
Last names.
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I
Oh,
heard him
yeah,
say Mr.
right.
Nayagi more than once, for example.
I forgot about the Mr. Naegi part.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Now isn't that a convenient explanation?
Don't talk.
No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no.
Hang on. Hang on. Hagakure. Where is she then? Celeste. Ah! We don't actually know Celeste Ludenberg. Yeah, right. Celestia Ludenberg. Why Hagakure? Okay, and since Luca's program is fair to say we'll never lose. Well, sorry about that. Ooh. So why Hagakure?
And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Oh well, I just checked. It's Ludenberg.
What?
Oh
Did you
yeah,
just
right.
say?
Of course that's a fake name. I
think
forgot about
You
that.
take your false accusation so far. I don't know whether to laugh or spit. Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
Yeah, you're about to lose this case, and then you're going to lose your life. So yeah,
Well, do I?
you look completely deranged now.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Les still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. Okay. Make your argument. E-handbook. E-handbook? E-handbook, yeah. Garrett's open her
Defendant
e-handbook.
was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
How long
Okay.
do you plan to go on pretending?
Did she scream?
Not
Several times.
pretending.
Yes.
It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
That's
that's
where.
the only truth there is! Moron!
Okay. Got it. If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. Sure, Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point. Well, we figured out where it came in.
Hifumi was trying to tell. He wanted us to know the killer.
Yeah,
If there's
yeah.
one person,
It would
Yeah.
have to be you, Celeste.
how many times?
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
No, that's wrong.
Great.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on,
How did Kyoko
it
know
shows
this?
the owner's name when it boots
Like,
up,
how
right?
did she know that it was going to go this way? That's what I don't understand.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because
Because you're lucky?
Because
Because you're born lucky?
until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
There's only one check mark, or question mark in my head now, though. And that's, who actually killed Taka? So, where are we? I don't think that's going to come into play. Also, think from the very beginning she was acting kind of sus because she was way too mean to Mikoto even after this lesson. Arguments on this to save her own skin, so yeah. Bag of chips, I guess. Okay, let's go with this here then. I mean, it makes sense. Ish. Back to. This is where they knock him out. Wait, no, not that one. Hang on. This is Summer 3. Oh, at 1 a.m. Okay. 1 a.m. So you liked her breakdown? Yeah, it was very cathartic, I must say. He comes in. They stuff him into the suit. So this is the camera. Yep. Oh, he is the one who killed Taka. Okay. Come on. This is before then. Is it that? The red herrings are both repeats from the coin column of previous cases. Yeah. I noticed that. So 6 a.m. Yep. So he is the one who killed, and then I believe it would be this one. Maybe. Certainly not that. I suppose it would be this. This is Hammer 4. Showed him the picture. He... Nurse's office. Why was he... Wait. Did Baka see him in the nurse's office? What? That's one hell of a sight, by the way. Let's see. I'm guessing that this one was here? Seriously, why? What? That panel is really throwing me off. No, hang on. This is when they actually find the body, isn't it? But that's... Oh no, that's the tarp. Okay, that's not him falling down. I thought it was the tarp. I thought it was that. This is why you have Leon's ball as a circle. Yeah. I recognize that on the poster. Huh. Oh right, he bonked himself. He got bonked on the head, and they left him in the nurse's office to go upstairs. Right, I forgot about that. Okay. So let's put this one here. I mean, there's nothing else that really makes sense, I don't think. Almost Galaxy Brain, one of the more complicated cases in this game. You're correct in assuming that last accomplice. Yeah, I did alright. I got like, what, 90%? 80? No, 88, 85, 90? So... Justice Hammer 3, yes. Put that there. They each find the bodies. He then grabs the tarp. Oh no, this is... Yes, he moves the body on the tarp, yes. What? He then celebrates, and... So it wasn't part of the plan. Her killing him. Okay, and then... What's last? Oh, clean this. That's 2 out of 3 cases. Thank you. That bag. Hang on. Did I see that bag anywhere? Like that? That might be one. Huh. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, I haven't actually seen that bag anywhere. So, where would that go then? Where am I not happy? Actually... There is this one. That's probably somewhere, isn't it? Huh. I don't know, let's see.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. What? Oh, okay. Well, that's incorrect. Oh, yeah, I suppose that would be. Oh, I think I see. Hang on. I think I see where I went wrong here, then. This can go away, then he goes into... I'm not actually sure there. But this, I think, has to go here.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Ah, I see. Yeah, I very much
Hifumi.
made that one wrong.
With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Tick, tick, tick.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him.
Maybe Celeste and Hifumi together. Okay. You stop guessing the culprits marketing wants you to. Oh, sorry, Firewall. I'll try not to in future.
While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
Yeah! Man.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap
To be fair.
and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
To be fair, I also fell into that trap, so it actually did work for me. Sadly. Right, and okay, so it's not that one. That was okay. So this is where I made this mistake at the very, very start. I'm gonna put a cut in here for YouTube real quick. I hope you enjoyed. I'll finish up this case in the next episode. Have a good day. Like, subscribe, comment on that. Have a wonderful... See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello everybody and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. When we last left off, we were right in the middle of this case. I made a small error here, which I now need to rectify. So what exactly could this be? Oh, so I'm really pretty. Aw, thank you. Fireball is proud of me. Makes me happy. I don't... Oh, they find him in the library. Okay. Then they bring him to the nurse's office. So, what happens between finding him in the library and... Oh, is it Justice Hammer 2? Is that it?
Here's exactly what happened. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victim. The first fake there, they wanted to make sure we bought the second fake. This time, they planted Justice Hammer. With these 2 ints that the suspect was increasing the size, we fell right into their trap.
Cool.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
Rub, rub.
Yeah! Took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Yeah, imagine if they had checked for a pulse. That would have been hilarious, honestly.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
There's only one thing left I don't understand, and that's how she managed to get him to work for her.
Didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Dun dun dun.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celestia Ludenberg. And now I have Celestia Ludenberg following me as well, which makes me doubly scared.
Sorry, you lose.
Indeed.
I lost?
Yep.
I lost?
Yep.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
I wonder what her execution's gonna be. I'm going to guess roulette wheel.
I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Taiko? Do we know that name? Hello, Mr. Hagakure. I have one of your mind openers. It's called chloroform. I'm taking some. Was that an A all round? Might have been.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay?
Okay.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, Who will become the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Is she going to explain how she got Hifumi on board, maybe? I suppose the idea was that they would then go on to kill someone else and she would do that one. I guess that makes sense. But, I don't know. Why the money, though? Why did the money make them do that?
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestial Lindbergh! Or, more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro! Oh.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice,
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
Her VA is Canadian.
In other words...
Can I do a Canadian accent? Maybe. Although it may be a little bit... It may be a little bit, Swedish. Going out to the boot. I don't know. Does this sound Canadian to you? Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
It's also a little bit Scottish. It's actually a fair bit Scottish. I'm fair pleased with my Scottish accent now, I have to say. Well, actually, that's not my Scottish accent. I actually kind of have to get into the mood for a Scottish accent, and then I can't exit that mood. It's very annoying. It usually starts with Billy Connolly, but just say a boot a lot. And you use it to drag Hifumi into the plan you've come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it. Oh, that's interesting that she pretended to be French, but her voice actress is Canadian. I wonder if she lives in the part of... Whoa, stop it. I wonder if she lives in one of the parts of Canada that speak French. Sorry, I tapped the wrong button by accident. It is about, well, I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
so then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course. Kakuto ladies? Interesting. Huh.
Damnation!
Yeah, so it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
I think she might be French-Canadian. Oh, cool. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night, unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. And Hifumi believed this? Of Taka? Come on. Pull the other one. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
Most
Wait,
unfortunate.
please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That
This
bastard!
is unforgivable! Completely
Bastard!
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not! How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
I have to save her!
I think in the Japanese version, Celeste was talking about her unborn child, if you get what I mean, but don't quote me on that. About her unborn child. I don't actually know what you mean by that. Unborn child? Like an abortion or something? Oh! Oh, that TikTok had impregnated her. Ah. Interesting. Interesting change to make.
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Because Taka supposedly abused her. Yeah. Hifumi agreed without the second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
When you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after death, assuming you would actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed me. It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along? But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean!
Now you sound like Baka.
I wonder about
No,
that.
he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike. You know, he said earlier in the chapter that Celeste says, adaptation is key, but secretly hates it. Yeah, I think I was onto her at that point. Yeah. We're nothing
Why?
alike. Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying, yeah, we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Yeah.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little
I wanted to
bitch.
get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? Well, okay. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
Oh, but alright. I mean, really, can you, if the genders were reversed, would you say no? Would you be able to say no? I mean, I'm not saying that I would say yes, I'm just saying that I may not say no. Also, what did you think about Taiko's VA? Very good. If that was the same person doing both accents, and I imagine it was, then really killed on both of them. You sound so passionate, but you're really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even feel my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared.
Yes,
Like
indeed.
the VA. Deny that fact. Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny that fact as well. Very well. That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You just get executed again. By the way, if you ever want to hear a sad story, look up the fate of Marie Antoinette's children. You never think that they had children, would you? But they had 3, and they were still children at the time of the revolution. I believe her VA is French Canadian. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's a sad story. They didn't deserve what happened to them. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
The ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Or maybe, actually, instead of, maybe a roulette table, yes. But also maybe one of those, knife, like you hang a person onto basically a dartboard and it starts to spin around and you start throwing knives at them. It's a magic trick that, like, they never get hit with the knife. Magic trick. Well, I don't know how that stuff works. Maybe it's probably just training. But maybe one of those, except that she just keeps spinning faster and faster and keeps getting impaled. Maybe.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Yeah, I have a feeling that that might actually happen. Why do I get the feeling that this is Groundhog Day? Game over. Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh boy. What is it this time? Oh. She found her castle. Is she going to be burned at the stake? The burning of the Versailles Witch. Okay, well, I didn't see this one coming. Well, that's a little bit horrifying. Not gonna lie. Jeez, and the fact... And how slow it is. Yeesh. I can't shake the feeling that Taiko also wanted that money because of her gambler pride. Yeah, maybe. That may well be part of it. That girl is on fire! Ah. Okay. Okay, well. Sure. I guess fire was too much for the censorships, huh? It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young! You need to place more value on your lives!
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not.
That's a huge amendment.
And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, what does that mean? That means that we are all spirits. Are we unconscious? Is this a hallucination? That would also make sense. I was thinking that it was... Well, it was a year... I mean, seeing somebody burn alive is a bit different from Mondo Butter. A bit, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they should have gone through with the burning alive thing, but, maybe just not do that. Like, why make her a witch? I think my ideas were actually better than that. But, oh well. This is the Matrix. Yeah. There was the letter that was dated a year ago, though. So that makes me think it's the real world. But this place is pretty much impossible, so...
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
See ya!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you? Well, obviously it's a key to the locker in... It's the key to a locker in the bathhouse.
So...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath their nose. Well then, we'd rather go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. They all bounced back from her death very, very quickly. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Oh, the Baka trusts us. Oh, Mr. Baka trusts us. Feel all warm and fuzzy inside now. Ooh. Thank you, Baka.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Okay. Oh, so Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what he just said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone. Well, like he doesn't
Shall
care.
we go?
Yep. Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little while longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. What about your body? Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes. So I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but would Kyoko really be right about this? Well, shall we find out? What is it? It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in... Ooh, get shook. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I'd fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet, and way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? That's a lot of tissues. Alright, well, let's start with the files. There's a bunch of files on what look like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hopes Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. You must not leave? What's this? That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before. Yeah, I'm getting that feeling as well. Where was that? But I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh boy. A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then... darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. All the files are gone, huh? Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved too much at least. It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. And the papers? Papers aren't important, huh? Okay. Oh my lord, it's Rey Mysterio! An empty bookshelf. Oh, empty. Gone. All gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone. What does this mean? Okay, so what do we know right now? We know that we all attended Hope's Peak. We know that that time when he entered the entrance hall and felt weird, that wasn't the time that he actually collapsed. Like, that wasn't the end of the story. He then went on and he had a life at that school. We know that. And then this happened at some point, which is about a year later. That's the last thing he can remember, I think. So, why exactly? And we know that this is all being filmed for a television audience, so post-apocalyptic world, maybe? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow, I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound coming from the gym. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? Sounds like somebody's building something. Like maybe what Hero said at the start of the game? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? Just making sure. Nope. Okay. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Oh shit! Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Ah, so she was the spy.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is... The next generation legend, stand tall, galactic hero. The end. Then there were 7. To be continued. You received the Super Robo Justice present. Yes, I do. I can't believe Kronk is an imposter. I know. And with that, I'm going to put a cut in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Join me over on twitch.tv/AKRMB. We have a whale of a time making Sayaka chainsaw jokes. Aww. Per murderous girl. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Alright, and with that, I'm going to call this an end to this stream. Thanks very much for joining me, Firewall. I really appreciate it. As ever. My name is Celestial Ludenberg. If you're still around, I very much appreciate you dropping by as well. Thanks for that. Is your voice okay, dude? Yeah, my voice is pretty alright. It's a little bit hairy, but like most of this has just been listening to voice actors, so it's actually alright. It's not bad. It's nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Fireball. I enjoyed it too. That was a fun one. That was a fun one. There's a fun there's a fun element to not understanding what's going on and figuring out along the way as the characters do, but there's also a really fun element to figuring it out beforehand and seeing the characters catch up with you as well. And there were some little surprises as well, like Huffy being the one who murdered Taka. I didn't see that one coming. But yeah, next case is very interesting indeed. I hope so. I very much hope so. Anyway, thanks for coming, Farwell. I hope I'll see you again. Have a good one. Bye bye. Because one of a kind series. Maybe you already know who